I want to talk a little shop. Let's talk a little shop, okay? So, the mayors. I just found out I had suspected. I wrote a little article about how this is not the first mayor. So, the Pueblo chieftain and other fucking liars. Quit lying! Stop lying! The first mayor? That sounds awesome, right? Oh my God, it's the first mayor. We've never had a mayor around here. We're finally going to give ourselves a mayor. We're going to move on up. No, we're actually moving backwards. The general consensus has been that the city manager system, the corporate board, the board and CEO kind of structure was better. The majority of the cities in America are that way, so we're going actually backwards. And it wasn't like we didn't have democracy. It was just that we elected the city council and then they had hired the city manager. Now, there was a major change in 1911. There was a huge charter. The Pueblo City was actually one of the pioneers of home rule charter. So Pueblo City got their shit together before Colorado did. Colorado eventually became a state. That's right, the city was established before the state. And then after the state became established, the city was kind of like, well, we still get to run our own shit. We ran our own shit here before. It was, during the Wild West days. So Pueblo had established herself before the entire state of Colorado did. So 1911 came around, they pushed for a home rule charter, so did 3 or 4 other cities, including Denver, Colorado Springs, I want to say Grand Junction also. It is in Colorado's Constitution. Pueblo is in Colorado's Constitution as being the pioneer of the home rule city charter movement. So why am I mentioning all this? Because in the very beginning we had a mayor, and then in 1911 we got rid of the mayor in action and in form, but not in, there was a ceremonial position, and that would last up until 1954. So at the very least, we know that we have had 21 mayors who were all powerful, all encompassing, had all the authority. 21 mayors, 23 regimes, 2 of them had non-consecutive terms. So from 1870 was the founding date of Pueblo, and there was a trustee system, but the mayor, we won't see the mayor until 1873. From 1873 to 1911, like once every year or every 2 years, they had voted on a new mayor. That's what it was, just a 1-year term. So what we can say is that this is going to be the only 5-year term mayor ever, because it's going to be 5-year terms, and then it's going to be 4-year after that. So the only 5-year term mayor is going to be elected this November, or possibly, February, March, April, sometime in the future. Perhaps, maybe not. It's all illegal, so got that injunction still need to work on, but it's all up here, it's basically written, it's just, I just gotta write it, So what I found out was this, the politicalgraveyard.com, it says that in 1990 there was a Studzinski mayor, William L. Warner mayor, 1951, Marion F. Hunter, 1952, and Carl D. Bryan, 1953 to 1954. So what that means is that there are more mayors. There's at least 4 more mayors than the mayors that I already had known about. James B. Orman, Benjamin Brown, old B.B. Brown, he had 200 indictments. 200 indictments because he's a Superman and the corrupt establishment is trying to fuck him over, or because he was one of the most corrupt motherfuckers ever, right? Isn't that crazy? He gets 200 indictments, and you would think that if you're, if you've had 200 indictments issued against you, that you probably would be a bad man, right? Unless, the ones issuing the indictments. You can indict a ham sandwich. You can't. I've never actually seen a ham sandwich indicted, but that's the saying. So, what I know for a fact was that from 1873 to 1911, we've had 21 mayors. 21 mayors, most of them just single year terms. B.B. Brown, Benjamin Brown, James B. Orman, James Rice. The last one was West, John T. West. So, those are the main mayors. And then they switched it. They got 1911, they got a charter convention, they passed a charter convention, and that changed the entire government to a commissioner-based system, just like the county. So legislative and executive branches were together. Commissioner-based government. So it was 5 commissioners. After 2 years, it went down to 3 commissioners, and then they ran Pueblo City with 3 commissioners up until 1950. And then 1950 is when we got this current system. 63 years we've had this same system, or 60, I guess, 8 years, right? So nearly 70 years we've had the city manager system. And 50 they changed the government. 54 they had a charter convention which consolidated the changes that they had made in 50. And 50 they actually had 14 city council folks. The charter convention limits it down to 7, 4 districts and 3 at large, and they're staggered terms. So that's what we have right now. We have a city manager and 7 city council elected members who hire and fire the municipal court. So those are the 3 branches of government for the city of Pueblo. That's what we have right now. It was elected by ballot initiative. I don't believe it's legal because you have to have a charter convention. That's what the section 1-2 of Pueblo's 1954 charter says. You must have a charter convention if you're going to change the government. Well, we're changing all the government. Instead of having the city council hire and fire the judges, now we're putting it all on the mayor. The mayor gets all these extra powers. The mayor is essentially all 3 branches of government is being changed. You're changing the whole fucking thing. It was a city manager thing. The whole charter was written based on a city manager form of government. You've ripped out the city manager. You dissolved it. The city manager is gone. So by the end of this year, by the time the mayor takes the term, the mayor is going to be sitting in the same chair of the city manager. So I like democracy. I like that we're popularly electing our executive, but we don't popularly elect our city police chief. We don't popularly elect our fire chief. There's a lot of positions we don't popularly elect. And then also the sheriff. We have 1 person running for sheriff. The county commissioner, we have 2 people running for the county commissioner. 18 people are running for the mayor. It could be argued that the sheriff and the county commissioners are twice as powerful, or double, or whatever, or triple as powerful as the mayor. They have more money, you got twice the budget, and the fascists of the city can only control that which that they have annexed, and the county gets all the rest. So the sheriff has more land, I don't think more people, but more area to cover. So, and then they got twice the budget. So in terms of soft power, they got, more power when it comes to money. The county commissioners do. And there's only 2 people running for them, but 18. Okay, so what does this mean? So the Studzinski was mayor in 1919. 1951 was William L. Warner. Marion F. Hunters, 1952. Carl D. Bryan, 1953 to 54. So what this means is we've had at least mayors up until 54. Now, I had read that it was a ceremonial position. So the mayor was in charge from 1873 to 1911. Then we changed it to a commissioner-based system. 5 commissioners at first. 2 years later, it was dwindled down to 3 commissioners. Then from 1913 until 1950, we had 3 commissioners. A commissioner-based government where both the 3 commissioners have both legislative and executive authority. They combine those 2. Instead of having the mayor executive and the city council legislative body, they had those, all the commissioners had both of those authorities. So after 1911, there was a mayor. The mayor got to stay around. But that would be like if we kept the city manager. If we just said, well, we don't want to get rid of the city manager. Let's just have a city manager position, and we'll let them, take photographs, and we'll give them, they get to choose what color ink, the company pins. So they get to have it's a sinecure. They get to have a bunch of insignificant, job duties and titles and whatnot. So it's irrelevant. And sometimes you'll have the head of state and the head of government, which is actually what we have now. The head of government is Sam Azad. That's your city manager. The head of state, I would say, would be the face, would be the president of city council. So it'd be Chris Nickel. And so we have a head of state and a head of government right now. So that's what had happened in 1950 or 1911. We had a commissioner-based system, and we also had the mayor that got elected. The commissioners had all the power. There was 5 commissioners, but it was a charter convention. They rewrite the entire rules to the thing, and so the mayor position got to stick around, but mostly as a ceremonial position, as a head of state person, but not a head of government, the one that was actually in charge, the one that was actually making the decisions and had all the power. So that means at the very least we had 21 mayors. That is hard history that we know for a fact that had all the power the entire year they ran Pueblo City. Then afterwards, the commissioner-based system after 1911, we know we had 4 more mayors up until 1954. So I think it's safe to assume that we've had mayors from 1911 to 1954, and that perhaps there were no more mayors after 54. After we got the city manager, no more mayors, no more ceremonial mayor. Why are we paying this, asshole extra money? We don't need a damn mayor. We got rid of essentially got rid of the teeth and the enforcement arm and the strength of the mayor in 1911. Why do we still have this? But there was at least 4 more on top of the 21 in the very beginning of our history. There's N. Studzinski, 1919, William L. Warner, 1951, Marion F. Hunter, 1952, and Carl D. Bryan, 1953 to 54. I wonder if Carl D. Bryan was in charge of the Charter Convention. I don't know. But that means 4 plus the 21 mayors that we know. We've had 25 mayors. 25 mayors. So what we can say we've had the first postmodern mayor. We could say we have the first modern first mayor in the modern era. We could say the first mayor in the 2000s, the first 5-year term mayor, the first, the first mayor after 25 mayors, But if we want to be literal, then we need to get, a hard count of every single mayor that we've had. So even though they're ceremonial positions, it doesn't matter. 25 means that it wasn't the first, okay? So you can't keep saying that it was the first. So, as much as I would love to know who the ceremonial people were during the commissioner phase, it doesn't matter. We had 21 hardcore mayors that had all the damn power, and then we had 4 more mayors on top of that. So that's 25 mayors that we've had so far that I know of, for a fact. And I believe I'm more read up on this than, let's see, there's 107,000 people in Pueblo. Yeah, I'm more read up than 106,980 of them. So we've had plenty of mayors, 25 mayors. It's not the first fucking mayor. Stop with your goddamn line. It's fucking bullshit. Well, it's the first mayor. Pueblo ain't never had a mayor before. Man, we're going to get ourselves a mayor for the first time ever. No, we're not. We've had plenty of mayors. The mayors were so damn corrupt, we threw the fucking mayor out on his ass, and we got a city manager. So we're going backwards on this. That's my personal opinion. So that's what we can say. But what we can't say is that it was the first mayor, because it absolutely was not the first mayor. If I've had 25 predecessors, right? Donald Trump is what, the 45th, 46th president? He cannot say he's the first president. If you've had 25, if you had 40 things that happened before you got there, you cannot say you're the first. You're the 26th at the very best that I know of. So the first mayor, nope, you're the 26th mayor. At least the 26th mayor. That's not the first, that's not the second, that's not the third. To insinuate that you're the first is stupid and ridiculous, and it's a lie. It ignores a lot of history. A lot of history. 25. You can't have 25 things that happened before you and then be like, you're the 26th person to, fly across the Atlantic Ocean. You're the 26th person to fly across the Atlantic, and you're going to land and be like, hey, I'm the first, right? So you're going to be hitting home runs, and somebody hit 25, and then, you know what I mean? Like 25 baskets were made before you. You make one, and you say you're the first. It's ridiculous. I don't even know. That hurts my head to even think about it, because it's just so damn. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. So if we had 25 something that happened beforehand, you can't say you're the first. You can't say you're the first, right? If you're the 26th, in a marathon, you're 26th and you cross the finish line, you're like, oh, I'm first. No, you're not. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you're a lying piece of shit and you just make up the facts and you're the paper, so you want to make it sound like it's way better than what it actually is. You want to embellish a little bit to sell your papers, right? You got to exaggerate. Oh my God, it's the first mayor. We've never had a mayor. We've had lots of mayors. And Benjamin Brown, old B.B. Brown, he got 200 indictments. So, You got that to look forward to, Pueblo City. Who's going to be our next 5-year mayor? And the one who gets 5-year term, well, he better not fuck up, or she better not fuck up. She's in there for 5 years. So, 200 indictments, right? That was when he just had 1 year. God, 1 year the mayor was able to accrue 200 indictments with 5 years. I mean, was that 1,000? You should be able to get 1,000 indictments. So, here's to the new postmodern mayor coming to Pueblo City soon. Hopefully you can break B.B. Brown's record and get over 1,000 indictments. There's my challenge. There's Johnny Master's challenge. Let's see if you can get more indictments per year than our famous mayor, or probably the most famous mayor we've had, Benjamin Brown, old B.B. Brown. All right? So, yeah, 25 mayors we've had at least. It's at least the 26th mayor. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch more there. So, it's not the fucking first. It's not the fucking first. For fuck's sake. God damn it. Jesus fucking Christ.